Hi, I'm Idrissa, board member by Single Supermom.
And my name is Renze Nieuwenhuis, Associate Professor at Stockholm University.
Today we are here in New York attending the UN Women Conference 2025. In that matter, I'm gonna ask Rens some questions. Rens, what do you think of how single moms are represented in the Beijing reports?
Well, to be honest, I'm actually quite disappointed by the report. I had a good look at the review and appraisal document, which is a 126-page summary of the evidence created by UN member states, drafted by the Secretary General. And then in that report, single moms are only represented twice. They're mentioned twice only as examples, and only as examples in the context of COVID-19. So they're not part of the deeper analysis about gender equality. And those examples are only related to single mothers being a homogeneous, passive group. They're only represented as recipients of benefits.
That's not good to hear. What do you think science say? What does science say? That's a better formulating of my question.
Yeah, so we do a lot of research on single mothers, and this research is based on statistical databases where we have information on millions of single mothers over time and in many countries. We also sit down with single mothers, with smaller groups of single mothers to really listen to their story, their narrative in depth. And what we learn from that evidence is that how single moms are represented it doesn't do justice to the diversity and the lives and experiences of single mothers. And I'll highlight three things. Single mothers are very active. They are not the passive group that they are sometimes represented as. The majority of single mothers are working. Single mothers are caring. They're coordinating. They're managing and trying to improve their lives. Single mothers are not a single group. Single motherhood is part of their life course. That means that the single motherhood has a start at some point, and sometimes it also ends. It can start, the majority of single motherhood starts with a divorce or a separation from a partner. But there's a good share of single mothers who became a mother without a partner. There's bereavement. And all these situations, these ways into single motherhood, really matter for how their situation is. Yeah. There's some single mothers, sometimes the children of single mothers leave the household, and then part of the single parenting or single mothering at least is very different. Single mothers repartner, and they can blend their families. And all these different situations come with their own challenges and also with their own benefits, of course, but they're all very different. And then single mothers are often represented as a group in poverty, and their poverty risks are indeed higher compared to, for instance, two-parent families. But very often, single mothers face a combination of challenges. It's poverty, it's combining work and private life. Well, you all have to do it all on your own. There's health, there's stress, there's housing. And very often life becomes very difficult when these different challenges combine.
That's sad to hear. What does it mean for policy?
I think this means that we need a variety of policy approaches because single mothers are not that single, unchanging group. Rather, they are active, single mother part of the life course, and they face a combination of challenges, as I mentioned. So I'll say a few things regarding each three of those. If indeed single mothers are an active group and the majority is employed, then they need more than cash alone. Sometimes cash benefits are necessary, but sometimes it is not the only solution. Single mothers need childcare. Single mothers need parental leaves. Single mothers need support to enter the labor market. some single mothers need support entering the labor market to become more economically independent. But very often the rules are so complicated that they run into barriers in the system. So removing barriers to single mothers who try to actively improve the situation is very important. If the majority of single motherhood starts in a couple, then we need to reduce gender inequality within couples. If there is gender inequality in a couple regarding care, regarding paid work, this carries over to the situation when they become a single mother. If they don't have an employment history, they are in a much weaker position economically as a single mother. And this affects women, single mothers, much more than men as single fathers. And increasingly, because fathers are a little bit more involved in care for their children, also within couples, more couples make it work to what we call joint physical custody, co-parenting, where the children live with the children of separated parents live with both of their parents. But this comes with its own unique set of challenges in terms of again, those barriers in the rules regarding childcare, regarding housing benefits. But I would strongly recommend for those parents who try to make it work, the joint physical custody, to support it, because we know from research that it is beneficial both in particular for the children and for the single mothers. And then lastly, if there is a combination of challenges for single mothers, or if a single mother has a combination of challenges, a single policy intervention isn't enough because there's multiple problems that need to be addressed. So rather than single interventions, we need to think in terms of policy packages. However, if multiple welfare state agencies are involved, this requires a tremendous amount of coordination, and the burden of that coordination should be as much as possible with the welfare state, rather than making expecting the single mother that to coordinate all these different tasks.
Thank you so much for your input, and we will continue to fight for our single moms here in New York. Thank you
you
so
very
much.
much.